What's up, Adventure Crew? Come with us as we go through the Detroit Zoo and a few fun facts and tips about visiting the Detroit Zoo. This was in October on our fall break, and we decided to go to the zoo. It is best to buy your tickets online at detroitzoo.org. Normal ticket prices if you walk up are $27 for adults and $24 for kids or seniors. It is $8 for parking. However, if you purchase them online and get an emailed them to you, you can save some money. It is dynamic pricing. We waited until the day we were visiting and we got about a $20 discount. So just a heads up, if you know you're going, buy those tickets soon. This is the entrance to the park. They do offer a train ride in the park for $3 a person, and you can also rent an ECV or a stroller at the beginning. In October, the zoo is decorated for Boo at the Zoo. On Boo at the Zoo days, the zoo normally closes at 2, but the day we visited was a Wednesday, was not a Boo at the Zoo night, so we were able to enjoy the zoo till about 4 o'clock. As you can see, though, you can still enjoy all the decorations. I'm not sure what each of the areas are because we didn't pick up a Halloween map, but we could tell these were Wizard of Oz, and we thought they were pretty cool. I think this zoo would be pretty neat to venture around. We did start at the front of the zoo and work our way to the back, so here's just a few shots of some of the animals that we got to look at, and of course these are flamingos, and they were all asleep.
Why did they sleep on one foot?
They do have some really neat statues throughout the park that the kids can climb on and take pictures with. It was very empty the day that we were there. It started off kind of busy, but as people dispersed through the park, it was very empty. We got to see this cool little groundhog chewing on a leaf. It was pretty neat. The animals were very active. It was nice to have a very quiet park day in the zoo. To be able to just sit and relax and enjoy the animals as we ventured through. As you can see, here's a giraffe.
Why are you getting the pen?
The Detroit Zoo is about 96 years old, and they do allow their peacocks to roam freely. Kind of gives you a sense of wonder. As our kids like to do, they try to get as close as possible and act like a peacock. And this was just a little bit of us headed over to watch the rhinos. The rhinos have been in the zoo for several years. These rhinos here have been here since 2005, but Detroit Zoo has had rhinos off and on since the 1930s. They're a pretty big area, and they seem to have a lot of fun walking around and roaming. We've only been to the zoo off and on over the last 6 years, but they usually have a train that runs that's been there since 1931. And typically what we like to do is go from the front of the park to the back of the park on the train first thing, and then walk towards the front. Makes it a little bit nicer as you walk home. That was a picture of the lion, and then we also sat and watched these gorillas for a very, very long time. In 2024, the Detroit Zoo had a new birth of a new gorilla, which was the first time they had one in their 96-year history. As you can see, he's playing here. He's super small.
Right next to the window. He's not tired.
No, I don't think they have the door that's outside. Open for the chimps. The door to the outside.
He's wiggling his tooth.
Right next to the gorillas is the chimpanzee area, where the zoo just had their first birth of a chimpanzee in the history of the zoo. And that was a little clip of that baby. He was born in 2025. And this big daddy gorilla is just sitting here going to town. It was so neat to watch some of the feedings. And it was a pretty chilly day. So at the beginning of the day, we did start with sweatshirts. It started off about 50 degrees. By the time we left at 4, it was up to about 65. And as you can see, we just enjoyed taking in the park. Of course, one of the things about zoos is to try and connect humans with animal wildlife and then to help with conservation of animals. The Detroit Zoo opened a new polar bear exhibit in 2023, and it features a 70-foot tank. Down there you can see Dustin and one of the boys, where you can actually walk underneath where the polar bears swim. It's pretty neat. They just got a new polar bear in this exhibit, so it was fun to watch and see the polar bears playing and interacting. And of course, the kids too. How cool is this for a kid to see? The zoo does list their daily feeding, so when you arrive in the park, make sure you check and see, so that way you can try and catch some super active animals as they're being fed. This one here, we're not really sure what this bear was doing. Did it for about 15 minutes, just walking back and forth. Occasionally would stop and scratch its neck on the iceberg. It was pretty fun to watch. In the same viewing area, there was also a thermal camera that the kids were playing with too.
Why is the polar bear wet? He's wet in the water. He's probably wants to dry off. Can you bring me up? I'm just gonna look at the water.
Stand back, you can see it better.
Stand back here, Colin, you can see it.
I used to visit this zoo as a child, so it's very cool to see the changes that have happened in the last 30 years. We decided we were hungry, so we went to the only place that we could find food. If you want to pause it, here's the prices in the description, but we went and ate at table 28. So here's everybody with their meal. 4 more bites.
You're saving my spot. You're putting this in your person's saving.
Can't do that. Take a little bite. I can't save that. There's no lid.
So? It'll just spill on your side. That's my evil.
I think it's safe to say that sugar hit their system and they were refueled up and ready to go see some more animals. Dustin liked his meal, Amelia liked his meal, and the boys liked their meal too. The meal was pretty expensive, but it was really good food, so we can't complain too much about it. They had chicken tenders, hot dogs, hamburgers, and salads. A bunch of different options that you could eat. There is an outdoor dining area where you can eat with the peacocks, but there's also indoor too. And as we were saying earlier, there's a lot of photo opportunities throughout the park. We also checked out the Amphibian Conservation Center. They had several different spots within a 12,000 square foot building that opened in 2007 that housed natural wetland areas that some amphibians would live in.
He's black and he has
What do you guys think?
What do y'all think of this zoo?
I can't see him.
Good so far?
Someone's blocking him.
Our kids have been super into axolotls, so to find this on exhibit was really neat for them to actually see the wildlife habitat that an axolotl would live in. After we've researched and read about them online and looked at different videos explaining them, it's different to see it as a kid in person, which is a very nice thing about zoos, and that helps us with conservation of wildlife everywhere. There's 2 in the back.
Yeah, there's 2 in the back.
His head's opening.
There's 2 in the back and 1 on the left.
The Detroit Zoo is home to about 2,000 animals across 200 different species, and that also includes insects. They have an amazing butterfly house that you can go in and view different stages of butterflies, along with a bird house too. Don't worry, they're separate, and they definitely try to work to make sure that they don't intermingle with each other. But as you can see, you can walk amongst the wildlife in the bird house and also in the butterfly house. It was pretty neat to check out the different birds that they have in the building and the different ways they eat and the environment that they live in.
Oh, take a picture of this one. Why can't I touch it? The wings can't what?
You can't touch their wings.
I won't touch the wings. They'll land on my fingers.
If you just hold your hand out, maybe.
Oh, like that.
Wow. Stand real still and see. See, it's the In the butterfly house, the zoo does have on display the different stages of cocoon and metamorphosis that a butterfly goes through that you can actually sit and watch in real life. We also checked out the Polk Penguin Conservatory Center. It is a 33,000 square foot building that was opened in 2022. It was actually open before that, but they had to close down for some repairs due to waterproofing because there's a giant tank in here. It's really awesome. We came at feeding, so you got to see them hanging out in the snow, eating some fish. This penguin exhibit is quite large. It's 326,000 gallons. It's 25 feet deep in the water, and there's about 80 different penguins. There's tons of tunnels and galleries and small kid-only cubby holes so that they can watch the penguins glide around. There's even a radar gun that tells you how fast the penguins are swimming past you and how cold the water is. It's a really great learning exhibit for kids and adults. Definitely something to check out when you're at the zoo. The zoo also has projections into the water that does tell you fun facts about the animals as they're swimming past you. Thanks for joining us on this adventure to the Detroit Zoo. If you liked our video, hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.